Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Week in Gaming, otherwise known as TWIG. I'm your host, Nicklefritz, and this is the show where I share with you a couple interesting articles within the gaming industry that I've found recently, as well as tell you that Animal Crossing is taking over the world! So Animal Crossing first came to us on the GameCube in December of 2001. However, it was actually first released back in April of 2001 on the Nintendo 64 in Japan only as a title called Give Me a Moment to Check My References. Dewey Decimal System. Dōbutsu no Mori. Dōbutsu no Mori. Dōbutsu no Mori. Dōbutsu no Mori. Moving on, swiftly along. And Animal Crossing is a game that won our hearts over with its adorable, cute simplicity. But just what is this game about? Gita Jackson puts it best in her article Tom Nook Needs to Get with the Times from Kotaku when she writes, Animal Crossing is a game about finding joy in the mundane instead of in money. In her lovely article, Gita takes a wonderful look at Animal Crossing the perspective of capitalism and entrepreneurship. She goes through describing each of the different entrepreneurs within the game, all the different little shops that you go to, but specifically pulls out Tom Nook as the one individual who actually seems to care about money. Money seems to be his main motivation from the very get-go, the very beginning of the game when he offers you a house on the idea that you have to pay an absorbent loan. And you work for him, you basically work off the money. But there's also the point made that essentially Tom Nook doesn't quite seem to understand it either because, there's no interest on the loan. You don't ever have to actually pay off the loan. Your only motivation to pay off the loan is for the idea of getting a bigger house, which then creates a larger loan simultaneously. And this cycle goes on and on and on and on until you get the largest house available in the game. Her article is a lovely read, and I highly recommend checking out in the description below for all of the details about the capitalism and entrepreneurship in this game. But one of the things that really stuck out to me in this article was the way that she beautifully analyzed Tom Nook for who he is. She writes, Animal Crossing's Tom Nook is an exaggerated example of how capitalism sucks people, or in this case animals, dry. Tom Nook is a thorn in many players' sides. When you first arrive in your new small town inhabited by animal folks, he forces you into an exorbitant loan, which you can then pay down by doing odd jobs. He's not evil though. He's just the product of an evil system. Whoo! 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 Capitalism, whose time has come in Animal Crossing. Now our second article for this week actually comes from Polygon and is also about Animal Crossing, the Pocket Edition. This article is written by Julia Lee and is titled Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp Splatoon Event Shares a Morbid Secret. Now in this article, Julia writes about one of the latest promotions in Animal Crossing Pocket Edition, which actually was a crossover to Splatoon. Yes, indeed, it was a fishing tournament featuring Splatoon looking like squids that you had to capture for different prizes in the game. Now at its base, it seems like an innocent enough cross promotion of the two different games. However, if we take a slightly darker look at it, as Julia did, we discover something a little more sinister going on. As per usual in any Animal Crossing tournament, Chip the Beaver is there to measure and collect the different fish that you capture, taking delicate measurements in proportion to the fish to give you your proper placement in the rankings. And finally, after giving him your great catch, he finishes his appraisal by promptly eating it. Nom, 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 nom. Including the Splatoon-like looking squids featured in this particular promotion. But wait! The squids in Splatoon turned into actual children, and Julia brings this up in her article. She writes, Chip usually comments about how tasty the fish are in normal fishing tourneys, and his dialogue is not any different for this event, which brings us to the question, is he eating inklings and octolings? Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. She continues to write that the answer is mixed, though the squids and octopi you catch look exactly like the ones in Splatoon. They likely do not turn into hip, ink-shooting children. At least, we can hope. We can certainly hope. Otherwise, what exactly is this promotion telling our children? That it's okay to eat other ink-shooting children? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. And in her article, Julia goes a little bit deeper into her perspective of the dark twist that this promotion actually sponsored, including some rather hilarious comments from a particular Reddit commenter, Vero. But I will let you head on over to her article to read more about that if you want to know the hilarity that ensued. Now, keeping with our Animal Crossing theme, we reach our third and final article for this video, which is titled Why the Return of Animal Crossing Feels So Good, written by Mike Schollers of Polygon. And admittedly, this has to be one of the most beautiful articles I have ever read about Animal Crossing. I mean, forget other games. Animal Crossing is a beautiful game, but this is a beautiful article about a beautiful game. Oh my god! Like, you have to read. You have to read this one. Wow. In this article, Mike explains that this fall will mark 6 years since the release of Animal Crossing New Leaf, the last core game in the Animal Crossing series. And since then we've had home designer spin-offs, camping-based mobile games, and whatever Amiibo Festival was supposed to be, but none of those games captured the wholesome, calming, and unique spirit of a franchise that has made die-hard devotees out of millions of people. I, for one, know exactly what he's talking about. Huh. Animal Crossing was like my jam as a child. Man, so many summer days were spent playing that game. And trying to capture the ever-elusive banded dragonfly. And when I wasn't playing, I was watching my siblings play it. And sometimes my mom. My good old mom. So yeah, the whole point of the news is that finally, in 2019, Nintendo is bringing Animal Crossing back! Yeah! Woohoo! Woo! Ah! I'm so excited! So excited! But in this article, Mike talks about a new trend hitting pop culture called Nicecore. He explains how Nicecore has pretty much taken over in pop culture. Under a subtitle, The Power of Nice, he writes that a seemingly unrelated selection of shows and movies in the past few years have each gained their fair share of critical acclaim, popularity, and financial success, all linked by one common trait. They're unrelentingly nice. And Mike does a beautiful job in his article explaining the comparisons between pop culture and the current things happening today with Animal Crossing and its niceness. It's just good old-hearted, pure niceness. He continues to write under a subtitle, Bells and Whistles, there is no game quite like Animal Crossing, which makes it hard to properly explain or even recommend. He continues that most people won't share your enthusiasm when you sit them down and tell them that minute-to-minute gameplay mostly involves harvesting fruit, paying off personal debt to your enterprising raccoon, and delaying your Saturday night plans to make sure you can watch a dog play guitar. I mean, hashtag relatable, man. Hashtag relatable. Relatable content. How many Saturday nights did I take? How many times did I put off plans with friends to hear a dog play guitar? So many nights. I know you know. If you're watching this, I know you know that feeling. Oh man, KK Slider Man, gotta hit a new jam. So good. But the most beautiful part about this game, and Mike talks about it in his own article about how it's actually helped him in his own life, is the absolute, utter, beautiful peace and rest that comes from it. It's not a crazy, chaotic game, it's something that's relaxing. And that's so hard to find these days in this chaotic world we live in. But Animal Crossing, it is a place of purity, a place of innocence, and a place that you can come back to when the stress of this life and the stress of this world gets you down. Animal Crossing won't do that to you. Even a rainy day is beautiful in Animal Crossing. It's beautiful. Oh, the music, man. And Mike has a beautiful anecdote about how this game actually helped him through high school during a hard time, but I will let you head on over to his article to read more about that. I won't give his story away. Oh, no. And Mike leaves us at the end of his article with a heartwarming comment about the game, saying the most powerful thing Animal Crossing offers us is an experience that doesn't end after an hour or a season, but stays with us for as long as we need it. Because what we remember about these games are how they made us feel, and the stories they left us with long after we left our villages behind. They made us part of a community, and that community felt welcoming and generous. And Mike, I'm right there with you, man. Such a beautiful game. So that is the last of the Animal Crossing articles that I have for this particular video, and if you do want to read up them on more detail, you can find the links in the description below chronologically as they were delivered in this video. Now before I go though, I do have a fan story that has to do with gaming, and surprise, it has to do with Animal Crossing, yay! So sadly, no one left a comment about a story on my previous video. Tear. But this story actually comes from a gentleman that I met on Twitter who we had something in common. We both liked Animal Crossing. So this gentleman uses KK Slider as his profile picture and goes with the name Slider with the username, the @ RealOrcX. And he had some interesting stories about his experience playing Animal Crossing and what he told me that he'd let me share in this video. He said, yeah, I usually tried to find new glitches in the game, or I would also try to complete the game as quick as I can. A speedrun. Not entirely sure how that's possible given that Mike tells us in our previous article there is no way to win in Animal Crossing, but that also means there's no way to lose. I guess winning is all in your perspective, what it means to win. Perhaps that means getting your house complete, paying off all your debts, or just simply getting every single bug or butterfly, or that's also a bug, or fish in the game. I don't know. But our friend Slider said that he would do speed runs, and most things that he tried to do would break the game. I can't even imagine the kinds of things that must have happened in his game, the kind of glitches, the kind of thing, I don't know, walking through walls perhaps? I don't know. But he said I would kind of try to corrupt the game enough to the point where walls could be glitched. He did say that, where walls could be glitched, and sometimes even the dialogue got messed up, or it just wouldn't boot again. Either would happen. He said one time it got so corrupted that he actually had to get a brand new copy of it. So I don't know what you're doing to your GameCube, man, but like, I want a piece of that action. Maybe, just maybe. Show me the crazy glitches. Ah, yeah. So that's our fan-related story for this particular video. Again, if you want to be featured in the next video, you have any kind of particular gaming content, story, article you found, whatever it is, it can be a personal life story, something that a game that you enjoyed, or something that happened during a gameplay, let me know in the comments below this video, and I'll select someone for the next video. Just let me know down below. You gotta talk to me. I also want to hear any Animal Crossing stories that you've got. Please tell me your Animal Crossing wonders. I want to know. I want to know. And finally, do let me know what you think of this series. I want to continue doing this every so often, as soon as, whenever I can. Taking 3 stories I find in gaming, as well as 1 story from the fan base, and just plumping together 4 stories, 1 video. That's the shtick. Woo! That's the TWIG shtick. It's not a shtick, it's a twig. TWIG. So yes, thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not share it with a friend? And if you want to become an official member of the Fritz family, you can do so by hitting that little subscribe button. And if you want to know whenever I upload a new video, you can be notified by ringing that little ringer bell next to the subscribe button. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, thank you for being you. Until next time, this is Nicklefritz, signing off.
Yes! Caught the banded dragonfly. Look at those stripes. That was sick.